What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. Man, it is cold over here. We're in the Salt Lake area. We've been here for a couple weeks actually. Uh, got the IFTA. We're gearing up for next year. So, man, I've done a lot of stuff here, right? And I've been busy. I took a break, took that break, and went down here to Salt Lake area. And I figured, you what? Let's just do some short runs, right? Now, let's talk about the holiday rush. First, I just want to say shout out to the homeboys that watches the video. They saw me in Boise, and they said hi. And shout out to Cab Over Dude over here in Salt Lake. He's still doing his thing. He's still out here grinding it. Anyway, check this out. So let me show you a preview of what we did here in Salt Lake. Check it out. If you can't tell, that's new wood there. So I replaced the whole strip, and it looks like, as you can tell, we've been sitting for a while. Snow's been on there. This one, gotta do this side. This one it wasn't as bad as the middle one. So, but I got a vlog doing that. As you can see, the leftover wood. Got a vlog doing that. But, like I said, let's talk about the holiday rates. It's too cold outside. But I have a vlog that's gonna come up. I'm gonna edit that stuff, and then we're gonna show how that happened, how that came about. You will see. Anyway, these holiday rates, right? My goodness, So there's a reason why I came down here. I was already in the Chicago area, right? I want to say before Thanksgiving. So I took a load going into Denver, paid pretty decent rate. Not the greatest, but it paid pretty decent. But I was short on time, and I made a bunch of shorts about it, right? Anyway, I made some shorts about it and stuff like that. Anyway, once I got to Denver, I was watching the whole board, the Amazon load board from Boise to Salt Lake all the way to Las Vegas. Everything was heating up. So I was like, you know what? Let's go gear up for the holiday, the peak holiday rates, right? Well, we got to Boise. It turns out that was the result of a long weekend and bad weather. So the rates shot up, like ridiculous shot up, right? And that was it. That was the end of that. By Tuesday or Wednesday of that, after Thanksgiving, there was nothing else to be had as far as rate. It went back to the crappy rate that is $1.70, $1.80. I spent about a week over there and found that wood, instead of the expensive Apiton wood, I found that type of wood at Western Trailers, and at the same time got some work done on the trailer, like welding and stuff like that. So I was in the Boise area doing a little bit of local work here and there. I did okay. Wasn't the greatest, but I did okay. And then we spent about a week over there, and then deadhead actually down here to Salt Lake with the trailer and did the flooring down here. And then I did some local work down around the area. Now, man, here we are. We are just a few days from Christmas. The rush, the so-called rush, is over. I'm gonna pop up some screenshots on these rates. It hasn't been great. I mean, there's no holiday rate. Let's put it that way. There's none. It's zero. So man, it's a waste of time, really. I mean, I needed to be around the area anyway, just because I'm gearing up for we're gonna be spending Christmas over here. The family gonna be spending Christmas over here in Salt Lake. So I was like, you know what? Let me just hang out in Salt Lake and do some local work and stuff like that. Well, that's not so great. Right now, actually, there's some decent rate going into Denver, but I still wouldn't go to Denver right now because everything is just snowed in over there. That's the only reason why the rates are shot up. They're not even shot up that high. $5 plus, I would take them, but anything less than that, no way, man. Like, because there's nothing coming out of there. I'm gonna bobtail out of there, come back here, and I'm gonna end up after fuel, I'm gonna end up netting $500 a day. Come on now. I'm not fighting with snow for $500 a day, you know. So since Amazon Rush is not there, so I was thinking, you know what? Let's shift focus, right? Let's go back to the load board. The load board actually did not look that bad. There was a power only load coming. It was by Landstar. It was coming from here, going to Helena, Montana, and coming back down. However, that's why you always have to look at the weather. I look at the weather, it was gonna be negative 36 over there. If I'm gonna go up there, and because these trucks are not, they don't like cold. As a matter of fact, any truck does not like cold if they're not fitted for that kind of temperature. So it was gonna be negative 36 overnight and the next day. So I was like, you know what, that's fine. Let's see if we can bring this up. So the power only load was going to be around 900 something miles, right, from here to Helena, Montana, and coming back down for it's around 900 miles, and then they wanted 2500. I said, come on, let's go 3500 and book it, right? They said, nah, I can't. I can't even. But I can't even go that high. You know, they like, we can go 28 the most. I was like, no way. I'm risking 28. I'm risking going up there and possibly getting shut down. This possibly might have an issue up there in that kind of weather for 2800, less than $3 a mile, all miles. You know, and I mean, I understand it's power only, but nah, we're not risking that, right? It was a UPS load, and and that was the only good thing. That was the only good one that I saw so far on the load board. So the load board is not no better. Oh, let me tell you this, right? So as I was shifting gears, right, I was like, you know what? Maybe we can do some local work, right? Because we don't give up. You know, we have a trailer, we have a truck, we're ready to roll, and we don't give up. We're fully operational. So I started looking at maybe doing some local work, like local flatbed work. Okay, this broker calls me, right? I can't remember their name. Anyway, they were paying $1,500 to uh, for a three stopper. A three stopper, $1,500 to go from. Actually, it was $1,400 to three stopper to go from here, drops in somewhere in Salt Lake, drops somewhere in Idaho, and another one in Idaho, right? So three stops. That would have been good. I mean, that would have been okay, and it was tarp. It was tarp, so I was gonna negotiate to around 16, maybe 1,800, right? It turns out the damn thing is strict appointment. Times are very specific. Strict appointment, and it doesn't finish until 3 days from the start. So I was telling the broker, I was like, oh, come on, man, you're gonna need to go up at least 2,800 on that. If I would not, I might not even take that for 2,800, you know, because you're gonna hold up my truck ransom for 2,800, and I'm out there on the road for 2,800. I mean, for 3 days. You know what I mean? Come on, it's like a 200. It's like 300 something mile run, and then he kept on emphasizing. He was like, well, he's paying over $6 a mile. I was like, man, think about it, man. It's gonna take me 3 days. He said, nah, it's gonna be just a little bit over 2 days. I guess I told him, well, I guess it depends on how you look at it. Today is already noon, right? Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit over 2 days. I I have no idea what's wrong with some of these people that's getting in this industry, man. I mean, especially a broker. Someone like, you would think they would have a little bit more, you know, knowledge about the industry. I mean, come on, you're gonna hold my truck hostage for. Uh, they would not even go up to 1,800, even if that was 1 day load. All of it was knocked out in 1 day at 1,800. I mean, you'll be finished the next day at 1,800. I would still feel like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, you know, because there's tarp. That's a tarp load. 3 stops, tarp, you know. So the load board is not any better. Every time I get in here talking, I always talk more than I anticipated. But anyway, that's what's going on. That's quick update. I just been coming here, starting the truck every now and then just to keep it charged up because it's been cold, man. So that's it. That's just it's. We're gonna go back at the end of the year. We're gonna go back to the original plan, which was supposed to be to Go up to the Chicago area within a 300-400 mile range because there's a lot more loads available over there. Doesn't matter how many trucks, it's just there's so much more loads available. Therefore, you're gonna be able to negotiate rates a lot better compared to somewhere in the West Coast, you know. So that's gonna be the original plan, and we're gonna go down there. Doggone it, if we're gonna have to deadhead down there, we will. It's just it's crap, man. It's actually a lot of wasting time. You know, just looking at the load board, watching the load board, doing this, doing that. It's a whole bunch of wasting time. But anyway, we will see y'all on the next video.